Hello, welcome back. This is Political Insiders. I'm John LeBoutelier here in New York with Pat Cadell, Martin Hinton, our executive producer, sitting in for Dr. Doug Schoen. We have a lot to discuss. Our first topic today is the most important topic. It's the chaos reigning in the world. Things are breaking even as we record this segment today. And the chaos is not answered by a concerted strategy out of the Obama administration. Pat, we've been railing about it for weeks. It's getting worse.
It's getting worse by the hour and by the day. We've already learned, that not only were 21 Coptic Christians marched down a beach and beheaded by ISIS in Libya. These were workers who were working. The Egyptians have already had airstrikes, and the president of Egypt has called for the United States to lead a coalition. That'll be the day. And then we've seen the announcement from terrorists that the next hit is to be Rome. We have Denmark. We have Copenhagen, Paris. All of these places being hit. We're in line to be hit.
New York. Let's put this poll up while we're talking, Chris. Poll number 1, please. Martin, before Pat analyzes this poll, have you got an overall view of this thing?
We talk a lot about the damage a president can do with bad foreign policy being significant. But what's interesting is that in the absence...
Number 1, please.
In the absence of the American leadership, you've got now the Jordanians, the Egyptians. Maybe there's they're going to stop waiting for us.
Well, they can't, though. The problem is generally these countries are smaller. They have smaller militaries. Everyone looks to the United States. Without the United States, really the individual efforts are not there.
Okay, so on that front, let's put up, if we can, Fox News poll 1. The question is, does the Obama administration have a clear strategy for defeating ISIS? And I'll read you the answer while we hope the poll will come on.
There it is.
Okay, here we go. Thank you. Yes, only 19% believe he has a clear strategy. Up to 73% say no. Now, this is the worst finding at the most crucial time.
Well, it's a 16-point shift from September toward the no, we have no strategy. And the president out there and his minions out saying whatever they say where they deny there's anything going on except random violence, the president said a week ago. It's the media's fault. If it bleeds, it leads. No, everyone in the country, I think most people in the country understand we're under attack. And those numbers suggest that people are not stupid, despite what the White House and much of the Washington press corps thinks.
Right.
I'd sort of pick up what Pat said about it bleeds, it leads. One of the things that I was thinking about over the weekend in preparation for a special we're doing on ISIS in a couple of weeks is this idea that they've got a very slick PR, marketing, social media campaign, but nothing recruits more than success on the battlefield, and that's where the sort of focus is on, the video you mentioned and all these sorts of things that come out that are horrifying. But being able to do something in Denmark or Paris or threatening Rome, these are real things. Taking territory in the Middle East, this speculation about their deal now with Boko Haram, that's real. Yeah. And those are the sorts of things that will embolden them and strengthen them.
All right, while we're talking, please put up poll number 2, because now we get into what should we do. And in poll number 2, the new numbers on the question of should there be ground troops on the ground were up to 60% say there should be troops, boots on the ground. Airstrikes alone, 23%. Here we go. And unsure, 17%. Now, I said last night on the Fox News channel, our Political Insiders, that I think ground troops have to happen. You have to go on the ground in a war and kill the bad guys on the ground. Airstrikes alone don't win a war.
Yeah,
but whose troops are they going to be? Are they going to be always Americans? Do we have to go again? And are we going to go to now Libya and Syria and Iraq and Chad and Yemen? I mean, we can't go everywhere, Pat.
No.
But can't the Arabs do some fighting for it?
No, they have to. And in many of them, 1991, there were 21 Arab countries or Arab or Muslim countries that marched with the United States.
Desert Shield.
And Desert Storm.
Yeah.
And some of them actually fought.
Yeah.
Even the Syrians sent a division. It was amazing, the coalition that Bush put together. So it wasn't just Americans. But Americans always have to, we can't go everywhere. But if we had an international force made up of people, we had leadership. But if the most important thing the Egyptian president said, if the president of the United States would take leadership and say, we're going to go after this with a real strategy, and not like the mayor of a city, oh, it's like a mayor of a city, I have a crime, we'll solve. But my other problem with this is the lack of leadership from everyone else in politics, particularly Hillary Clinton, who sits silent while all of this.
And no Republican either.
And no Republican. I was going to say, but I would have said I would have Clinton, George Bush. They go around the world together. They should go to the White House and tell Obama what time of day it is.
I just would like to add one thing. It's easy when you get asked a poll question about putting boots on the ground to say yes. But the fact of the matter is this military has been taxed for over a decade now. And they've also been taxed in a way that makes them feel like it hasn't mattered because the success hasn't been there, the recognition hasn't been there. You throw in things like the VA not taking care of them, the suicide rate among veterans, and it's an awful lot for us to ask from this.
I think you're absolutely right. I think it's an international force. We'll lead it, but the Saudis can pay for it. And the Egyptians, the Jordanians, the UAE, they can be on the ground. Yeah, but I don't want Christians and Jews occupying Arab territory.
Well, you don't have to occupy. You just have to get. But remember, these people are taking territory everywhere. Yeah. This is not just terrorism. This is a military operation. It has got a network. It's huge.
Right. We're going to do more on this on Sunday night with Harris Faulkner, Political Insiders, on the Fox News Channel, 7:30 to 8. Please join us. Have a great week.